So now let's get into our main event. It was Heaven versus Hell, Light versus Darkness. Malakai Black taking on Cody Rhodes. First off, what did you think of Malakai Black's entrance? Did you get a chance to really see what the hell that all was about?
That was a lot of stuff to be about. Yes, hey, anytime we can dress somebody up and make it look cool, look, this is the fourth week in a row we've had a themed, named Dynamite. Like, they'll start to lose their, like, I'm going to not remember at some point, like the fourth time. And didn't we just do an Impact Wrestling Homecoming? Is that why we're doing this? I don't get, like, Homecoming, you already had, 3 events in front of crowds.
Well, but this is the Homecoming coming back to Jacksonville because they
true
considered
right.
Jacksonville their home because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
The names are whatever. It's kind of just, I'll take it or leave it.
My point being that, like, I want those at special events, and this was a big fight, so it fit here, of course. But hey, just as long as it doesn't get too long of an entrance, right? I don't need an Undertaker entrance. I don't need 4 look-ups from Finn Balor.
Yeah, I agree. But he looked like the goddamn devil with the horns and all the other stuff. Kind of gave me the willies. Got a little chill bumps on my arm. And then Cody comes out. And
did you get a little sweat? Were you like, whoo?
Yeah, a little bit.
One of these, whatever you guys do there, whatever that thing is.
Yeah, holding my Bible.
Are you Catholic or something? Or you're
no, I'm not Catholic. I'm Christian.
Anyhow, you don't do this thing, right?
No, I don't need to touch my body.
You're like, I touch my body.
But here's the thing with this match is it was cool when they did it with Brody Lee.
Yeah.
So what I mean by that is if you've paid attention to the AEW Dynamite or AEW in general match history, they've only done 2 squash matches. This is the second squash match that they've done in a main spot. I'm not talking about dark or, elevation matches when it's John Moxley takes on 0-6 guy. Not that. I'm talking when it's 2 legit people in the ring. But this is the second time now that they've done a squash match. And the first time involved Cody, and the second time involved Cody. Yeah,
Cody, do you have shitty pre-fight preparations?
So the theme, if you were to say that this is, real and in kayfabe, the 2 themes that I'm taking away from Cody is he's a bad friend because everyone turns his back or everyone turns their back on him. And 2, he gets too big-headed and he's not focused on matches.
God damn it, Tom.
What?
Cody's friends that turned on him. Cutie. We fucking forgot to get Cutie's waiting in queue. We forgot to fucking interview QT Marshall again.
But it was because of the Dynamite. It was because of the...
Sorry, but I know I told him he reached out and was like, dude, you guys are going another night. I'll be
but
free
here's
then.
the...
And we were like,
yeah, but
sorry.
Here's the thing. It was
QT Marsupial is he's our favorite, our biggest fan, and he really wants to be on the show, and we keep forgetting, and I'm sorry, Cutie.
Quads and Traps will get you on soon. Again, the reason is because we usually do this on Thursdays, but because I'm going to the Foo Fighters, we're doing it on Wednesday. We got our wires crossed. We'll get to you soon. I promise. Quads and Traps, Quick Trip, we'll get to you. We'll get to you.
Quick Time Marsupial.
There it is.
Fucking, yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the fucking factory thing you got going there.
Yeah. Factories, factory workers, sport unions.
Yeah. Yes.
Right? That's the whole vibe of the
factory owner, or are you the factory, the union, solidarity, brother?
We'll find out. We'll find out when we ask him in our interview with him. Here coming up soon. TBD. But what did you think of the main event? So, again, it's a squash match. We'll get into his post-match speech after your take, but as far as the match itself, were you shocked? What was your feelings?
I guess I was, speech with, coming up, I didn't understand that this was like a goodbye Cody moment. So I thought there would be a match. I assumed Malakai, Alistair, whatever the fuck we're calling him, was going to win. So that was just, I again was like, oh man, we're going squash match. I guess they really are going to buy in on this Malakai Black character.
Yeah, and that's good, right? Because that's what we always complain about is if you're going to debut them, make them look strong so that they're a viable contender.
God damn, do I sound like that?
No, but I'm okay. You know,
Are you
here's the
being honest
thing.
with me? Are you trying to make me feel better?
I am.
Okay,
I
all right.
am. I will say this, though. There needs to be a little bit of break in the action, right? So, like, you know how in WWE land, we get hometown guy loses in his hometown, you know?
Yeah.
That's how it always is. In AEW, we don't have to have every guy that debuts or girl that debuts with your company look like the next title contender. It's okay. Have them say like, oh, this place, now I'm here, and then lose and be like, wait a minute. Are these people actually fucking good? Like, you can tell a different story other than I am Conqueror, you know? And that's what we got a little bit with Malakai Black is I am Conqueror, watch me fuck everyone up. And it's like, okay, but we had that with Miro. And before that, we had that with Lance Archer. You know, before that, it's like, so I can, but it's like, break it up a little bit, right? Break it up.
I agree.
So now let's get into this post-match speech from Cody Rhodes. He goes into some diatribe as if he's been a Hulk Hogan 37 years in the business type of thing. Brother, love you, love you, love you. And I guess he's trying to retire. And this is when I like Malakai Black the most. He comes back in. He's like, no, go fuck your mother. I'm hitting you with a crutch. You ain't gone. This is about me. This ain't about you.
Yep. Getting a heel to the skull, baby.
Yeah. So what'd you think of the speech? And then what'd you think about Malakai Black coming back and saying, fuck that?
I like that the speech was interrupted because I was sitting here thinking the same thing. I was like, look, dude, you are not Shawn Michaels and Edge and Ric Flair here. Like, I understand. Look, I know there's a lot of people that like AEW that liked whatever the Bullet Club and all that stuff that happened in Japan. We weren't, watching super big fans of that. So, like, he's a bigger deal than those people. I'll give him that.
Yep.
But I didn't think even to those people that he was, like, an all-time great. I thought they thought, like, this is the guy now, right? Like, this is the guy right now, which I guess, okay. So maybe as I'm talking through this, maybe I see if, like, the guy right now, if Hangman Adam Page was like, hey, I got to retire, I'll be like, oh, man, shut, God damn it. You know what I mean? So maybe, I guess, but, like, I wouldn't think that he would go on this, like uber crying, you know what I mean? Like, I just tried to do it for my daddy. Like, look, we get it. Cody Rhodes has had I'm going to say it, an annoyingly, like, jumping back and forth over that line of, like, don't call me Dusty Rhodes' son, and, like, I did it all for my dad, but this is about me. I'm Cody. I'm not Rhodes, but I love my daddy. It's like, hey, man, fucking pick one and go with it, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's always bothered me a little. But Cody Rhodes has been, I've never thought he was like, oh my God, he's amazing. I've always liked him since he's been out. I thought the Stardust thing was unique when he did it. I agree with him in the action that he took of like, fuck this, they're never going to let me be anything but that. I'm going to leave and do something else because I don't owe myself to them, which is great. I loved it, right? Loved all that, and I love what they created with AEW. So if all of that, to me, I guess, as I talk through it, that does seem worthy of like a, hey, but Cal Ripken send-off, right?
But here's the thing. Okay, that's a perfect analogy. Cal Ripken send-off. Cal Ripken played 2,000 plus games.
Yeah.
Cody, I don't know his age off the top of my head.
20, right?
But yeah, I'm going to bet he's 32, 33. Again, we
probably.
don't fact check
Younger
here.
than us, right?
Right. And so that's where it's like, unless you have a real injury, which he didn't allude to, right? He didn't say, I have a neck injury, I have to hang it up. If that's the case, I totally get the speech. But he was just saying, I have outside interest. I'm glad for what we built. It's time for me to move on. Well, two things there.
Even if it was like a, hey, we've got so much talent. I've got a kid. I don't want to risk it. Look, we're going to make the thing. You know what I mean? Like, even if it was that. You know what I mean?
No, that was...
Or even if it was like, hey, it's time for me to be executive vice president. I think we've got a crew. I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? If he was like, I'm retiring. I'm done.
No, because it's not believable. It's not believable because the next CM Punk or Daniel Bryan that comes in, you're going to want to wrestle that person. So that's why if it's not a legit injury and you're not 60 years old,
I don't believe it.
Don't fucking do it. Yeah, don't do
Even
those speeches.
Shawn Michaels finally gave in.
Right. Now, God dang it. But he didn't even, well, he did do the speech the next night on Raw, but we were prepared for that. That was a, hey, let's celebrate this career because now we know it's over because he lost the match. To your point.
But I mean, he came back and did the match.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm saying as far as that, the night of and the speech, it made sense. To your point, tonight, we were not given any indication that this was a retirement match or that Cody needed to win to stay relevant.
Like when he was giving a speech, it was just kind of like, why are you acting this way? Like we were kind of let it be like, wait, are you leaving? Like what's going on? Right?
Well, he took the boot off, right? So he took the one boot off, and what you do in pro wrestling is take your boots off and leave it in the ring. What you do in MMA is you take off the gloves, you leave it in the cage.
Right. It's like you're hanging them up, right? It's like
so you're hanging them up.
Right.
But again, with no story going in, it kind of comes off as weird. But then you get thrown in.
It's like, hey, the Dark Order's already dealing with this with Hangman. Maybe you should talk to them. Like, you don't give up, man, just because you lost once. Okay,
exactly.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Just have John Silver start doing his guns and poses, and then you're good.
Cody, we believe in you, buddy.
Malakai Black stuff. What if? Oh, how much fun would this be? Okay, so then let's get to it. Malakai Black.
This is why I love our conversations, right? We booked the whole territory just fucking picking up holes in the stories.
Yeah, so Malakai Black comes back before Cody can take off his second boot. He hits him with the crutch, and he's like, this is my moment. He doesn't say anything, but you know what he's saying. He's like, if this show's ending, it's ending on this fucking weird eye. Look at me, motherfuckers. I'm the star. What I like is your idea there. Is next week or 2 weeks, right? Let's give Cody some time to recover. How much fun would it be if Cody walks up to the Dark Order and is like, hey, I hear that Hangman wants a break. I am kind of down in the dumps and need some friends. What do you say? But then if the Dark Order's like, no, we're not a paid friend. We're not a rent-a-friend. Like, you got to earn our friendship. And then that's what turns Cody heel. He's like, you don't fucking think I'm good enough? You don't think I'm good? Everyone should know. And then he almost does like the Seth Rollins character, where remember when Seth Rollins is like, I'm here to save Monday Night Raw. We will rebuild Monday Night Raw in my image. Cody can then go around, especially with the Dark Order to start, and be like, no. All the success is because of my hard work. Guys, do you not realize what I've done for this company? And then everyone's like, hey, man, you're kind of being pushy. And then he turns heel. Because we haven't got a Cody run as a heel in AEW. This could be the start of it. And then how much fun would it be if you steal a little bit of the Bray Wyatt character and you make Malakai Black be the type of guy where when you touch him, you change. Now, I'm not saying you go babyface to heel to babyface, whatever it is, but just something changes in you every time you come up against Malakai Black. All of your friends
are like, dude, what?
Right.
You never, what?
Look at that. Snaps. Look at this. Dead Poets Society. Yeah.
Dead Poets Society.
Woo. Yeah.
That's what flooded your brain. All right. I like that. Yeah, that's fun. Okay. Yeah. Hey, look.
What'd you think of the episode? Let's kind of recap our thoughts here.
The whole idea is like, if you thought this was like, oh my God, this was the big like moment for Cody, like this is the finale. Like, no, you just left me with more questions. Like, did Cody return? And maybe that's it. Maybe it's like, I was gonna, but now I'm not.
Right.
Because of you. I am a real American. Wait, sorry. Is that the wrong thing? That's the wrong thing. Anyway.
Is it though? Is it with him?
Is it though?
Because he has so much. He's bullshitting. He is bullshitting so much because he has so much that he's even said that he wants to do. One, he hasn't done anything with Sting. Remember when Sting kind of put his arm around him and was like,
hold on. You called it years ago on this show with Mark Henry's retirement. You said, I can never trust another pro wrestling retirement ever again.
Never. Yeah. Never.
An in-ring pro wrestling retirement I will never trust again.
Never. Never. And you can't do it better than Mark Henry. That's the other thing, is Mark Henry should have been like, what are you guys doing? Hey, I did that. No. Rewrite that shit. Guys, they're going to think that you can't compare to me and you can't. So like, get the fuck off. That's what he should have said.